Okay. What are y'all drinking? You drinking anything?
Not
Yeah, I got
yet.
this some kind of whiskey from the cabinet.
I
It was
just got
good.
myself a shot.
How was it?
The spa was awesome. My hip is no longer hurting. My leg's not hurting anymore. So that's good, but it's not the grand spa. Let me just tell you that.
Yeah, I thought it was small. I don't remember it being as big as the Grand Spa.
Yeah, it's definitely not the grand spa. The grand spa, I think once you do that, you're like you just
Hello.
never
Okay, I'm
will
here.
go back.
Yeah. And had
So
we known that they were going to give us access, you actually could have done it over there.
yeah. So I mean, we did the very best that we could in terms of trying to plan and get things together. So I mean, I don't have any regrets because I definitely needed it. So hey, Robin, how are you?
Yeah, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
All right, do we have everybody? Everybody's in who's joining. And we'll get people join. So welcome. If you are joining us live, we are live in Cancun, and we are doing this. We're doing this. What is it? Panel style. That's the right word. I'm like, what's the right word to describe how we're doing
Hello.
this? So I just want to make sure that I don't leave anybody who is on from our group. So there are 10 of us
I don't
here.
hear y'all at all.
So
I
maybe you
went
need
from my speaker to my earpiece. Don't hear
okay,
you.
well, we can
Will
hear
roll
you.
before, so I try to get on my laptop.
We can hear you. All right, I'm going to remove her because we can hear her and we can see her. So let me take her out. That is the beauty of doing live. All right, so we've Robin will get her back. Uh, welcome. So I'm excited. We've got Nicole and Alto, who is a part of the OTB family. And so let me just sort of set us up. So we said last year we were going to start hosting FAMs, and that's what we did. So we are hosting the 10 of us who are here, and we are doing a fam trip through the Palace Resorts. So I thought it would be a great idea to sort of do a midway, because we're at the midway point, right? Or a little over the midway point because we have one more day. And then we go back home on Friday. So we're at the midway point, and we'll talk about kind of what we've learned and kind of how this whole process has been. Ladies, are you cool with that?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So, Robin, can you hear? Can you hear us? Okay, I'm gonna take her off again. All right. So, before I get started, I'd like to know in comments, like, how many people who has not ever been on a fam trip? Let me know in comments. If you've never been on a fam trip, put a 0. If you've never been on a fam trip before, put a type of 0 in the comments. If you have been on a fam trip before, type a 1 and let us know who's out there. So we're running a little bit late because shit goes down. Shit goes down when you're on a fam trip. So we'll talk about that. All right. Hey, Patty, how are you? Nice to have you on. You are answering. You just joined us. You're answering us and let us know if you've ever been on a fam trip. Type a 0. If you've been on a fam trip, type a 1. Let us know in the comments what your situation is in terms of fam trips. Now, if you're totally new to travel and you do not know anything about travel, you're like, what the hell is FAM? A FAM stands for Familiarization, and it's your opportunity to learn about a destination and also about, I feel like I need to open up this bottle of wine. Learn about a destination and also learn about a particular supplier / brand. And so the destination that we are in is Cancun, Mexico. And I just got a little bit of education on the way to the spa today. Did you know that Cancun is a city and the States is it, how do you say it? Quintanilla? I did not know that.
Quintana Roo.
Quintana Roo. I never knew that. I thought for some reason I thought Cancun was a state. So yes, you learn about the destination, you learn about the supplier. So the supplier that we are learning all about is the Palace Resorts. And so I'm not going to ask you, Nicole, because I already know this is one of your favorite brands. Alto and me, you need to test us, Nicole, and test us if we know all of the resorts now in the brand. I feel like I do now. Alto, do you remember them all?
Let's see, where have we been so far? We've stayed at the Sun Palace. We've been to Beach Palace. We're currently at Moon Palace. We've also seen the Grand Moon Palace. Yeah, LeBlanc.
Yep. We saw LeBlanc yesterday.
Yeah. I think that's all of them so far that we've
No,
seen.
there's 9 of them. I remember the training that we did on Monday. There are 9
but
properties.
there are more. There's some in Jamaica. There's one in Cozumel. Yeah.
Cozumel. I don't remember the name of the Cozumel brand, but the one we're seeing tomorrow is Playa del Car.
Playa del Carmen.
Playa del
and Playa Car Palace.
Yes. So we're seeing Playa del Paris.
Not Playa del, Playa Palace. She just wants to add the Del Carmen in there. Playa Car Palace, and the other one is Cozumel Palace.
Cozumel Palace. Okay, so we've seen. What is that? We were at Sun. We saw. You missed sunrise because that's what we saw earlier. So we're at the zoo. We saw sunrise today. We saw yesterday. We saw Beach and LeBlanc. So that's 5. And then Grand we saw today, so that's 6. And then we see Playa Car
Palace.
Playa Car Palace tomorrow. Is that the only thing we're seeing tomorrow?
Yes.
And we're learning about Cozumel Palace.
Yes.
And we're learning. We learned about. So what's missing? Because there's 9 in the brand, so there's one more that's missing.
LeBlanc Los Cabos.
LeBlanc. We saw LeBlanc. So we've seen all but one that we won't see and that's Cozumel. So we will have seen 8 of the resorts in the brand by the end of this trip this week. So hello, everyone. So, all right. So I think we did good. We had to remind ourselves, and then I have to stop adding down. Hey, Robin, are you here? Can you hear us?
So apparently I'm having a birthday present delivered as we speak.
Okay, so I'm going to remove you from it because there's a lot of background noise.
All right, hold on, I'm going to put mute.
Okay. All right. So what we wanted to do on this session is we just wanted to talk about kind of what our experience has been. I feel like I've learned a lot about this this trip. So I want to talk about sort of what we've learned, what we liked, what we didn't like. And just sort of having an open conversation. Are you ladies good with that? So we've got the ladies who have joined us. They are also joining too, so that they can participate in the conversation. If you have any questions that you want to ask us, just put them in the chat, and we'll try and get them addressed. So welcome, Essence. We're super excited to have you.
I'm sorry.
And then we've got, from our team, we've got Nicole and Alto from our team. So I'm going to just pause for a second and say, Nicole is the hostess with the mostest because she is the one that helped me, really. She organized it, and I just was like, yes, ma'am. So did a phenomenal job just getting here, and this has just been amazing. So Nicole could not have done this without you, and you just did a great job. And I think we all equally love you for it.
Yay.
Thank you for allowing the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. So you guys want to start with maybe day 1 and how you guys saw it? Well, you know what? Let me start with, because we've got some newbies on. Newbies to doing a live with me, and that's Robin and Essence. So what made you decide to come to Cancun and come to the trip? Like, let the audience know. Like, why did you decide to do the fam trip?
Go ahead, Robin.
I decided to do it because I wanted to see it from a different perspective. It's one thing to come just as an average tourist, but it's a whole nother to come as a professional, travel professional. So my whole perspective is so different, and just knowing what it takes to make all of this happen is amazing. It's so amazing, and I'm just really blessed to be here. And I thank you for the opportunity.
Well, you are welcome, and I'm glad that you're here. Essence?
Thank you so much.
I would say it's kind of the same thing. I wanted to see what all the fam trip conversation was about. You know, being in travel, especially if you're new in travel, you hear people talk about it, but you really don't know exactly what it is. So having an opportunity to come and then come with somebody that you trust was also a biggie for me. So that was probably my main reason.
Awesome.
And my room
And
phone. So sorry.
no problem. So this is the beauty of doing things live. You never know what's going to happen when you go live. When you do things live, you go live. So awesome, ladies. So I'm glad that you guys decided to come. And this is the first fam trip that we hosted. And the reason I wanted to host a fam trip is because I have seen over the years so many people who haven't had the opportunity to actually see a property from a supplier, like behind the scenes. Like you said, Robin, it is different with attending, like coming to a resort. Because I've been to the Grand. I came as a tourist. I came under a travel agent rate, but I didn't do any site inspections. I didn't actually go to all the places. I was so exhausted. I didn't even really get to see the property like I should have. But I've learned so much about this particular brand being here. Even after the presentation that she did, I learned so much. So I wanted to be able to provide that for people so that they could actually see. It's one thing to sit through a supplier's presentation, but it's another thing to actually experience the resort, see the people, right? Taste the food, be left at the beach because of the transfers, right? It's a whole different experience experiencing yourself. So I'm glad that we were able to bring that to everyone that's joined us. All right, so you guys, how do you guys want to do? You want to just day by day, brand by brand? What do you guys want to do? How do you guys want to talk?
Let's do brand.
Brand by brand. All right. So we started at, in my opinion, it's like the Jeffersons, right? We didn't move to the east side. We started at the east side, right? And so, and then everything else is like, not Sun Palace.
Yes.
So, say again.
She said, yes, absolutely, we did.
Yes. So we started at Sun Palace, which is an all adults resorts. And I'm going to stop and I'm going to just ask everybody's opinion about what did you think of Sun Palace?
I loved it. I loved it mainly because it's very calm and quiet.
Yes. Yes.
I loved
Very
it because
peaceful.
I was gonna say I loved it because it was very clean and very modern, and that's a biggie for me. Clean and modern, and then like she said, it was calm. It was big enough, but it was small enough that it wasn't a whole lot of where am I going, kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So loved it, phenomenal.
For me, it's all what you said, but the respect of the staff for the clients. It's everybody is please and thank you all day, every day, 24 hours a day. It's just a beautiful thing to feel appreciated, to feel like your presence matter, and to be catered to and still be respected. So all of that, what you guys said, and that plus delicious food.
Yes.
If you are a foodie, you in heaven at this
If you are a foodie, you are in heaven. If you could just get yourself out of the sweet shop, that like for me, like I haven't eaten the cookies all day, and I feel a little bit in withdrawal because I haven't had cookie all day. So for me, because this was my first time experiencing sun, and truthfully, the names, because they're all palace, and I was like, I thought for some reason that I didn't ever want to go to the Sun Palace before I got here, and I'm so glad that I came here, because I think when I was, when you see all the resorts and you see the brands, and then you're like, what am I supposed to pick? I'm like, I remember Nicole talking about the Grand, and I remember Moon, but I remember, like, I just couldn't keep it all straight in my head. So again, being here and seeing it in person was amazing. And Priscilla asked, like, what features did we inspect? And so effectively, the way it's worked is we'll go to a property and we pretty much get an entire tour of the property. So we get an understanding of what activities are available on the property, the restaurants that are available on the property. They are at full capacity, so we didn't get the opportunity to see all the room categories, but at all the different properties. But we did get to see, like, I feel like we experienced at Sun Palace the different types of, like, we never toured each other's rooms, so I don't know that we've all seen all the different types of rooms. But I was lucky enough to get the governor's suite, and it was shit. Like, I'm just gonna let y'all know, it was shit. So
It was nice.
I know a lot of us on the call are tired, so I'm not going to keep us very long. But okay, so that was property number one. We did Sun Palace. I don't remember all of the logistics. Like, I don't remember how many restaurants they have, but it is an all adult property. And the ambiance, the smells are amazing. The views are amazing. Like, nobody talked about the views. I feel like the views were off the chain. The water is a turquoise clear blue from your hotel. Like, you can see all of it. And the infinity pool was amazing. It was really quiet, like everybody said. So if you are a relaxed kind of, I don't like a lot of hustle and bustle, that was the resort. That is the resort for you.
Yep.
And all of their rooms are ocean view.
And all of the rooms are ocean view. So, and I think if you are like Robin said, if you're a foodie, that's a place for you. But if you're a views person and you like views, that's the place for you. Because I mean, I just thought, like, because I was in your room, Nicole, I was in Jazz's, and like all of the way that the property is designed, you just have the beautiful ocean view from any part of the property, it seemed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the different suites offer different size balconies, because my balcony, I don't know about anybody else's balcony, but my balcony was the biggest balcony I've ever seen. If you wanted to play spades, you could have had a spades table on the balcony, plus your table and chair and two lounge chairs. So my balcony was huge.
Yeah. The balconies were
awesome.
Yep. So for sure, Sun Palace is a thumbs up all the way. Like, thumbs up, fingers up, all five up, all toes are up, everything is up. Like, it was a great experience. And I think, Robin, you said it, the staff was just everybody was amicable. And I think for us, since this is our first fam trip that we hosted, we had a lot of trouble just with transfer. Everybody, it seemed like most of the groups, flights were, there was some issue with flights and all of that. And what I will tell you guys, everyone watching, and even the people who are on the live too, is that for me the biggest lesson learned out of the Sun Palace, and just the start of the trip, is shit's gonna go wrong. like it doesn't matter how well you plan a thing, we're all agents, shit's gonna go wrong. Like,
yeah. Well, and I think that was a good thing for us, seeing that. I mean, because as agents, it's good to kind of see some of the stuff go wrong and see how it was handled, because I mean, you would be having to handle it from wherever you're located at. So that's going to make it, 10 times harder. But at the same time, if you have an ideal, you at least know where to start. So I think even with that happening, you know, it was still a good learning experience all around, you know. And
Yep.
that's what Nicole kept telling us, or kept telling me, was, you know, when stuff happens, it was like, hey, it happens, but think of it as a learning experience, you know, write this down, remember this, so that you know how to, you know, approach it if it happens with you. So yeah, I think, you know, it was still good.
Yep. I think for sure, I think that the, like, just from a destination perspective, you cannot, because Jamaica is very similar to me like this, you cannot underestimate the haggle that happens when you enter. And if you're not used to that, or your clients aren't used to that, you need to make sure that they, like, you can't trust when people come to you and say, hey, where are you going? And they're not being friendly. They're trying to hustle you. It's like the hustle game out the airport is like no other. Like, it's like no other. I think Jamaica is kind of similar, but that's, I think, a thing that I had forgotten. And Nicole, when you gave, you know, like you did the, here's transfer information, you reminded us. But I think for those, if you have travelers that are coming to a country like Cancun, remind them about the hustle, the hustle game, and those people will literally have you, like, I think somebody said that they told them that their transfer was canceled, and if you don't know any better, you would believe it, and you try, and you would go. So that's a destination specific type of thing. Like, do you guys think that way too?
Yeah,
Yes,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Particularly, like, I mean, like a location, and since they don't have any sort of policing out of that Cancun, you got to remember that. All right, so our next stop the next day. So we had a lot of flights because the weather was so bad at different locations. We had people coming from East Coast, West Coast, middle, no coast, and so weather anomalies. We transferred to just you name it, luggage loss, like you name it, literally what could have gone wrong at the beginning of it. But we all recover. And day 2, somebody gonna say something? Nope. Day 2, we did. So we wake up. We have a day 2. We did our mastermind in the morning, and then we did the Cancun Palace Resort. So day 3, I guess, we did Beach Palace, and we did. So what were we all thoughts about Beach Palace?
So I really don't think we have a fair assessment of Beach Palace.
I agree.
Because we had to rush the site inspection. We didn't get to see the rooms. There are some things that I thought may have given it more favor had we seen. So I just don't feel like we could do a fair assessment. I mean, certainly we can assess what we did see. I just don't feel like it would be complete because we had a transportation issue, and so we didn't get the full site inspection.
No,
Yeah, I agree with you.
I enjoyed it. You know, I got to walk around a little bit more than some others. So, I mean, that view at the top was, I mean, it was enough.
I was about to say that terrace at the top was amazing. It was amazing. You know what Beach Palace reminded me was Miami resorts. Miami, just the way it was designed, just the way the architecture, and it just reminded me of being in Miami in terms of the architecture, and because it had a lot of the Miami flair architecture. But I love that top terrace. I totally agree with you, Essence.
Yeah, and the welcome drink was good.
The welcome drink was tasty and refreshing.
Yes.
So if you haven't been to Cancun in a while, I would say, besides the aggressive haggling, the transfer situation has been the blip for us here, because we had a transfer situation that day, like Nicole mentioned. We didn't get a chance to really do a good site inspection because we didn't leave because some transfer issue that happened there. So I agree, but so just the rundown with Beach, it's a family property, correct?
Yes.
That is the family property. Is that considered the heart of it? It's not in downtown, but it's close to more activities, like if you want to go off a property, right?
Yeah, and it's in a hotel zone. So
okay.
all of the beach, you know, that we saw, that was the hotel zone when we were over there. The Sun Palace, LeBlanc, the Beach Palace. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if you like to be in the middle of things, that I think was a good location for that. And then after that, because we literally, I want to say we did 20 minutes. It seemed like maybe 20 minutes of a site inspection. So we didn't really get to see everything inside of Beach Palace. But then we went to the
Beach Palace. It has two sides. So either you get the ocean view or you get the lagoon view. One side has the sunset, one side has the sunrise. I can't remember which one. So just a note.
And I think for me, if I was like referring a client, like for me right now, couples, like you said, adult only, it would definitely be the Sun Palace. But then if you were looking for like the family friendly, I would send them over to the beach one, because I like both of those too. And if the rooms are, pretty, I mean, they kept telling us that the rooms are pretty comparable to each other, then I think, no, you wouldn't go wrong with it. So
the rooms are imagine the king room with the jacuzzi and also a double bedroom. That's what their rooms look like. It's just connected.
Okay, cool.
And then, of course, they have the bathroom. And for the kids, they have like little beach toys. They have the small robes and things like that. So that's pretty cute. And I think it's good for families who like a good beach, a good crystal clear, blue beach, and also like a smaller resort, because we've now seen other palaces, good for families, but they're bigger. So I think that's good for smaller. As a matter of fact, a lot of people stay at other palace resorts, but they'll take a trip to Beach Palace for the day because of the beach. Because of the beach.
Yeah. The beach, like I agree with you, because like the moon, like where we are now, the beach is definitely different than what we just experienced the last 2 days. So somebody asked a question about, does Sun offer any cultural activities or any unique activities on property? So we went to a burlesque last night. They had a burlesque show last night, and it was about an hour long, and it was cute. It was entertaining. So that was different. I haven't ever been, Vegas, but never at any type of resort. So that's the only activity that I was able to go to.
I know they have nightly activities. So our first night they had that Cirque Aquatic in the pool. We were able to see it from the restaurant we were in. So I know they do have nightly activities.
Yep. Okay. So
we were eating, so we didn't get to a lot.
Say again?
We were eating, so we didn't get to a lot.
Yeah, because I agree with you. I was trying to experience the culinary delights of the properties. So then that takes us to today. So we left Sun Palace today, and then we saw Grand. No, I did not talk about LeBlanc.
I was gonna say, wait.
That's me now. So, what did you ladies think of LeBlanc?
Oh my gosh, dream! It's beautiful. I'm going there. I'm gonna be booking me something. Yeah, it was. I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. Like, honestly.
So LeBlanc is in Cancun. It's the number 2 hotel in Cancun, correct?
Yes.
And in Los Cabos, it's the number 1 hotel in Los Cabos. And I can see why. So I'm going to shush. And what did everybody else think of LeBlanc?
Wow. Words cannot express.
I know.
This is the hotel that has butler service. This is the hotel that you walk into the lobby and the view, you literally can see straight through to an aqua blue infinity pool right into the ocean. Most magnificent thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, very peaceful, very luxurious, very laid back. Again, the service phenomenal. Very accommodating. Everything. If you say thank you to somebody, they're going to say it's a pleasure.
My pleasure. It's my pleasure. I remember that, because every time you say thank you, no one says you're welcome. It's like, it's my pleasure, and that does make a difference.
It does. When you spend
Yes.
your hard-earned money, yeah, you want that kind of service.
You want it to be their pleasure.
It should be.
It should be their pleasure. I agree.
And again,
Those people
very,
work hard.
very clean. Like
Yes.
Very clean.
Like
Very
I'm the
clean.
person that's looking at the ceilings, and I'm telling y'all, their vents were even clean. Like I was scoping it all. And it was
It
great.
smells like I don't have a strong sense of smell, but when something smells bad, I can smell it. And if it's nicely scented and it's powerful enough, I can ensure it just smelled good, except for one section. But that's, I think that was me. It smelled good. It just smelled good. And everything is so beautifully designed. And I just love the connection of nature to the architecture. Like it was just beautiful. It was just gorgeous. So you have high-end clients who like great experiences and don't have a problem paying for it. I think LeBlanc is the way to go.
Yes.
And some houses too, because it's also all adults, but LeBlanc is just, it's the next level of luxury, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Each, like the butler, there's a butler that services your room, takes care of everything, like everything.
They have the shuttles that pick you up. Remember the shuttles will pick you up from the airport and stuff and bring you there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The property is just beautiful too. I mean, it's just, and is that considered the Strip too, where it was?
Yes.
Yes. So it's on the Strip as well. And amazing views. Okay. So that was yesterday. And then today, okay. Anybody have anything else about today? Any lessons learned about yesterday?
We had a lot of lessons learned yesterday, but that's a whole nother live.
I think we do need to do a whole other live on considerations that you need to as a travel agent when just dealing with other suppliers and stuff like that. Like transfers are an issue. At least we have experienced transfer issues on this trip. And I don't know if it's because there's so many travelers and I feel like the suppliers just aren't staffed appropriately to handle it. But because this is my 4th time in Cancun. I've never experienced transfer issues like this before. All right, enough about that. Any other things you guys want to talk about yesterday?
Just the extracurricular activity.
We did
awesome.
An amazing extracurricular activity that we did on our own, and it was the flying dresses of Cancun.
Yes.
So, ladies,
phenomenal.
That should be a separate live too.
I do experience to be a separate live.
Yeah.
Just doing, and so I think the biggest thing, and so we'll just do a little bit of a discussion about it, is if you can create a special event for your group or even your clients that is not like normal, I think that just is the icing on the cake. Yes, and you can do it for your fits and for your groups. Just something that's a little that they're not going to do for themselves. I don't think I would have ever, like, I know Simone, because she just went to Jamaica last month, and she did the flying dresses. But I don't know that I don't think I would have done that if I had come to Jamaica myself. So don't be afraid to like step out of your box and do something that you wouldn't normally do. That's just kind of like, you know what? That's kind of cool. I'm going to do it because I totally don't regret it. Do you guys, ladies?
Not at all.
Regret it?
No. It was an experience. That was like a whole emotional out of body experience. It's like I felt so powerful in that moment. If you get what I'm saying.
Good. Yeah.
It was so powerful. Us, individually as well together as a group. And all the encouragement that we even got on the beach. Yes. People don't know us from a can of paint, but they stopped, they watched, they admired, they took pictures.
We're officially out in the internet streets.
Yes, absolutely. And it's beautiful, all of us, different shapes, colors, sizes, and we was just the fiercest things on the beach.
Yeah.
Now,
I agree with you, Robin.
I was gonna
I
say,
agree
and
with
now
that.
our pictures are floating around in other people's phones from Mexico. So,
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Like, I was like, that wasn't part of my terms and conditions. I didn't give anybody permission to.
Because that gentleman that asked to take a picture with us afterwards, I wanted to ask him, like, give me your number and let me get those pictures, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because the three guys that were doing that. So definitely if you, because where did the flying dresses from Greece, right? That's like where it became really popular, was in Greece. And so that was, like you said, I feel like, I don't know that I would say it was out of body, but I definitely felt empowered and I felt our energy there. And just, it was hot as hell though. It was hot and it was sweaty, but it was a great experience. So I cannot wait to get the pictures. So that would be the lesson for everybody, is if you can just do something that's not like the run of the mill type of things, right? Everybody does the water sports and everybody does that, but do something that you wouldn't normally do into that, and just make it happen as a travel agent. So I'm glad that we did that. All right, and so we wrap it up. Almost, we've got one more day that we want to go through, and then we'll wrap it up. And I'll just drop a little bit tip for our next FAM day. We did Grand, Nazook, and Sunrise, and they're all family friendly, right? And just, would you just consider those to be just different levels of family? Like, well, Nazook is ocean, has the ocean views. Sunrise does not, and neither does Grand. But Grand is grand. Like, Grand is a grand property. Like, it's beautiful. Garden views. It's just a different feel. What did you guys think?
I agree with it being a different feel. I don't know how to say it, because it's not bad, but it's definitely not sun. It's a whole different echelon, and I think if you're the kind of person that like to walk, this is the place for you.
Yes, that's a good
lot of
call.
walking.
Yes, the place is just I mean, I should have asked, because I like to know acres and stuff, but it's on a large. Because usually when you go to resorts, it's very narrow amount of property that you're dealing with, but this is it's on a compound. Like, this is, to me, a compound with what they have. So they're definitely on some acres. And is this where across the street where the warehouse, the warehouse is? So they grow all their own vegetables and all of that. And all of the resorts, and even Costco, and what did they say? What was the other one?
Sam's
Get their fruits and vegetables from the warehouse that they grow, and the food is all prepared. They have special, like, menus and chefs per restaurant on these properties. It's an amazing feel, but it's definitely, what it reminds me of is, like, if you like busy and you like lots of activity, these properties have that. Like, they've got nightclubs, they've got shopping, they've got, I don't know, some ridiculous amount of amazing restaurants of all different types. They've got cafeteria style, they've got, sit down lunch dining style. It's just everything. Like, if you've got clients that like variety and activity, you don't need to be on, like, I feel like it's the strip on the compound. So you don't need to go to the strip, because it's all here. Like, everything you need to do is here.
I would say if you like nature, it's a great place for you. If you are in love with the flowers and nature and all of that, and animals and stuff, then this is definitely the place for you. I think Grand was, like you said, exactly that. It was grand. I think some of the stuff was grand in all the right places, like the kids zone and the water park and stuff like that. And then I think some other spots probably I would have expected to be grand, but it maybe wasn't as grand as I was like imagining it. But again, I think a large family traveling would enjoy this, because it's enough for everybody to have something to do. So then you're not looking up and having that one or two people that's like, oh, I didn't have fun. There's no way. Like, it's so much to choose from. So yeah, but I mean, I think the one thing about Palace Resorts is that they've been really consistent with like just the look of it. You know, sometimes you can have the same brand and one place will look one way and another will look another. I mean, and they have their own different decors, but I mean, for the most part, everything was good. So.
Like, I feel like the quality of their decor, their just ambiance is consistent through each of the different resorts, and that changed. So like you said, the design may be different, like it may be like for sure LeBlanc, it's all white, like it's all white, it's all pristine, it's very spa like you just have that feel when you walk in. Beach was very different architecturally, but the quality of the product is consistent throughout. The way the restaurants look and all of that, it's all consistent throughout. And I do appreciate that, because since I agree with you, there's some brands and you're like, well, it's not even the same. Like you're like, this is not like I would never recommend this one, even if it's in the same brand, because it's so different. Yeah. And I don't like, I want the quality to be the same no matter what the resort is.
Yeah, that's my thing. The quality and the customer service was definitely consistent, regardless of what type of resort person you are. So you know, and they did a really good job at meeting different levels of people. You know what I mean? Like the different levels. Like it took a minute for me to try to understand, you know, but as they, you know, we kept having more people explain it, they did a really good job at meeting different levels. So I mean, you still have to be willing to spend some coins, and it is still luxury, but like you said, it's like it starts at one level of luxury and then it just kind of climbs up and up and up.
Yes. And you can see and feel it. And like you said something earlier today that I thought is good. It's like doing this FAM trip, it confirms for me the type of traveler that I am. Like I completely know what I like and what I don't like. And it also helps confirm the type of client that I'm like. I don't want to cater to everybody. Like this further confirms that I don't want to cater to everybody.
I think Nicole says it best. I'm just a little bit of a bougie traveler. So
I'm not a little bit bougie. And Nicole, I don't think ever said little. She is bougie.
No, she didn't ever say little. I'm sorry. She said I am bougie. I am bougie. I am
bougie, and I like being bougie.
I was trying to be nice.
I like being bougie. I'm fine.
I'm okay with that. Like I'm even I am okay with claiming it. Like I am a bougie traveler, and I don't want to be anything other than that. So
I didn't think I
doesn't want the best when they go. You know, you just absolutely want the best when you go and travel, and you want to experience the best, and there's nothing wrong with that.
That's right. What were you gonna say, Essence?
I was gonna say I didn't think that I was bougie, but yeah, I think I'm a bougie traveler.
I know I'm bougie. Yeah, I'm a liquor bougie person too, and I'm definitely now a travel bougie for sure. Somebody asked, how was Nusuc? The way you I don't think, is that how you spell it? What did it say it again, Nicole?
Nuzuk.
Nuzuk. How is it?
Nuzuk.
It's I like it. I mean, we're in the room now, and it's the layout is definitely different than the Grand. So I definitely prefer the Grand's layout, like just the size of the room. But their room sizes are bigger, they say, than other resorts. Just the amount of square footage that you get in the room. But the way this one, everything in this room is a little bit at an angle, and I kind of like a box. Like I'm a little anal like that. Like I like things square. And so everything is a little bit off. So it's a little bit different, but I like the hotel. I've enjoyed it so far. And what we looked at today, I enjoyed it. What about you guys?
I like it. I mean, I think the room, I think it's kind of as far as rooms, it's kind of hard to really say because, you know, at each place we've seen a different type of room.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So like for where we stayed at first, to compare it to this, I definitely would be like, oh, I like Sun Palace or whatever. But I like this particular room, like you said. But when we went into the Grand one today, I probably would choose the room that we're in now over the Grand one. but it might have just been the type of room that we've seen compared, you know what I'm saying? So that made it a little bit, but I mean, I think it's nice. I think it's funny now that she actually pronounced the name that I get it, because I would say, yeah, that zoo word fits kind of in there because there's a lot of animals around here. So I think that kind of goes.
Okay,
with
stop.
it.
Let's stop with the elephant in the room. So what people are like, what do you mean animals, right? Right. So there are signs on the property that say where, I mean, because we are in we're in the tropics. And so we're in the tropics. So there's iguana, there's alligators, there's monkeys. I've not seen the monkeys yet, but there's monkeys. And apparently there's some cats. So
there's some birds and
there's
birds
there's iguanas.
And iguanas, yes.
There's lizards,
the
smaller lizards.
Yep. And then one of the people said they spotted a deer. Now I don't know if they did, but they are deer. Okay, then there's a deer too. So.
Yes, someone did say that they saw a deer. Yeah, so this is it's acres. This is not like a small footprint. This is a compound. They've got what, 3 different, is it just 3? They have 3 resorts on this property, and each of them are spaced out from each other. So and so much tropical vegetation that they have here, the way that they've designed it. So it's just very beautiful, very beautiful. But that means that with that comes animals.
Yeah.
And if you have if you have clients that's interested in golf, this is an ideal place as well.
Yes, golf and spa. Spa was amazing.
Yeah, the spa was awesome.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the golf suites, but if you book a client with a golf suite, that also comes with their own golf cart as well.
Oh wow, cool.
Right. I don't know that I heard that. That's good to know.
Yeah, we didn't go over there today during the site inspection, but those suites come with a golf cart, your own personal golf cart.
I want my own golf cart. Okay, so anyway, all right. So ladies, listen, I'm going to let you guys go because we've got dinner in a little bit, and we will do a part 2 because we still have a whole section. And I do want to let you guys know about our next upcoming FAM trip. So we are going to be going to Dubai. We open up enrollment for Dubai on Monday. Super excited about that. So you'll be getting an email. You should have already got an email. Hopefully you are on the VIP list, because if you are not on the VIP list and did not express interest, we won't be sending you information to enroll. We're only going to be taking a very small number of people to Dubai because we want it to be very intimate like this has been. Ladies, have you guys enjoyed it so far? Let me know.
Absolutely.
Yes. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie, I'm tired. Are you guys tired?
Yes.
Yeah, but we're working.
Yes, a little bit.
Yeah.
We're working.
Working and experiencing
We are working.
learning through experiences is what we are calling our FAM series going forward. And so I feel like I've learned a lot. You ladies have learned a lot. Somebody just asked a question before we go. How was the food and drink where you are? The food has been effing amazing, Priscilla. Like, I mean, let me hush up. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Everywhere.
I feel like I've just
everywhere.
Been eating.
I feel like I've eaten nonstop. Like I'm not, and anytime I'm hungry, it doesn't matter because I'm like steps away from getting full, and I've tried people. It's just been, and like, because we haven't really had a lot of time to like do pool activities, but like on this property, like, so for kids, like there's pool food and there's so many pool options. So I just feel like that would be even like, we haven't tasted any of that. So the food and drinks have been amazing, Priscilla. Like, I don't even, like, I feel like I said amazing too much. Like I need another adjective to describe.
Phenomenal.
Spectacular, phenomenal, grandiose. I mean, I'm going to look at my synonyms tonight, and I will come up with some additional adjectives to describe what we've had. But food, I mean, we have had some bad food, in my opinion. There's been some bad food options, but it hasn't been like, and I feel like when you've got so many different choices, you're going to get some things that you don't like, but it hasn't been overwhelming. Like, I would never do this again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you literally can go out.
It's rare for all inclusives to have the majority of the food good.
Everything, yeah, the majority, and I would agree with you, Nicole. Like, I feel like the majority of the food options that we have encountered have been good. I also do not want to downplay how much I love their room service, and it's all included in the pricing. So there's no extra dollars that you have to spend. I just think their room service is amazing, as a part of the trip as well.
Yeah, the
Yes,
food has
agreed.
been good. Food has been really good. I brought
17 and under is free.
Would you say?
17 and under is free.
Yes, at Nozook, at where we are today, at the Nozook and Sunrise and Grand, right?
Not
think-
at
Not at Grand. So
Not
at
at Grand.
Nozook
Sunrise, Beach
kids are
Palace.
free. And Beach Palace too.
Yes, Beach
Yeah.
Palace.
So that's good to know as well. Kids under 17 are free at those 3 resorts. So there you go. All right, ladies, it's been great. I'll see you guys in just a little bit for dinner. And for those who joined us live, thank you for joining us. And those that catch us in the replay, do not forget to push #replay. It's kind of late by now because they would have already seen the whole thing. But anyway, it was great. We'll see you guys next week. You guys have a great rest of your week. I'll see you guys in just a little bit. Ladies, thanks for joining me live. Bye.
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 Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.